Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's episode, or at least the beginning of this episode, I'm just going to continue to cover my flaps. I've been making progress, and Mark walked in and said, "Are you filming?" And I said, "No." So he was like, "Oh, why not?" And I said, "Good question." So I am just going to continue to work on this. I didn't want to bore you is kind of why I was like not continuing to film. I'm almost finished with getting it covered. I mean, you know, some of this we did in the last video. I'm kind of working on this front section here, and I am running really low on the Stamperia paper. I mean, I'm trying to eke out every little bit that I can, knowing that like these bits I'll use for pockets or tags inside the journal. So I do have some of this left, some of this. I have the polka dot one I haven't used yet, and I have some of this left. So, and of course we have our sheet music and our book pages we can use. So I have this cut. I just have to finish doing the bottom, punching it, inking it. I'll get that glued on. And then I'm thinking, well, this is wide enough now that it will go for the 2-inch piece, or possibly the 1-inch pieces on the inside. We'll see. And I was thinking I was going to do the inside of this just in sheet music, or even just the words. I think could be kind of fun. Maybe with the list of the Christmas carols there. There we go. Maybe we'll do that. That would be kind of different, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that for the back of that. So when this flips up, we'll have the music, the songs there. And this is, oh gosh, ML53. What is that? 53, I think. Oh, 58. Oh my gosh, Jody. I think that's 58. 1958. Anyway, I think I will do that. I like that idea. So that's going to be the next piece that I cut, and then that will allow, again, from vellum or something to be on there that we can see through. So it is dark. It's pouring down rain right now. This is Sunday morning, and we are just going to try to have a little bit of a lazy day. I have some planning and things I have to do, like on the computer, but nothing strenuous, which is great because we're both hurting after all the stuff we've done this week. Plus I mowed and picked up sticks, and that took me almost 3 hours yesterday afternoon. So anyway, okay, so I'm just going to keep working on this, and I will speed it up, but that way you can kind of see the process again, like in the last video. And I'm hoping to get the signature sewn in today, hoping, and that way we can just continue to embellish as we go along. An update on the Christmas swap journal is I'm still working and gathering that. I have a retreat, not next weekend, but the weekend after, so I'm really hoping to get quite a bit done on that weekend on that. So I'm not sure, I haven't filmed as much of that as I had anticipated, but maybe I'll be able to get some filming done, at least updates as we go along, or if I do something unique or different to teach or share, then maybe I will do a tutorial on that to go with that journal for January. It's really just kind of complex for my brain to try to film 2 different projects at the same time, and because of the nature of that one, it's kind of pushing me, which is good. I'm glad for that. I like to be pushed creatively. So anyway, okay, enough yabbering, and let's get to getting this base done. to tell you kind of what I'm doing. So on this flip, this is going to be a flip up, and so what I'm doing is I'm making a line on my cardstock where I'm going to put a slit in there, so that way my tab will slide in there and be hidden, so I'm not trying to cover it. So hopefully this works. I'm trying to think my way through it. I have not done this particular thing before, so it's new. Again, hopefully it will work. So let's move this out of the way. My glue is goobering out. I did thin it, but man, it's just, I think it's just at its end of its life here. So let's do that. And then I'm getting the cork-backed ruler, because remember, you want to make sure that your ruler is going to be stable when you do something like this, right? I'm really hoping I don't mess this up, because I am really, really running low and trying really hard to stretch the Stamperia paper as far as I can. Probably shaking you. Hang on. And I have my utility knife. So I'm just going to, and I know it's dark, so I have a pencil mark there. And I'm just going to get this where I can see. I don't have my glasses on. These are just an old pair that are not the right power, but they're something. They're a little helpful. And so I want to err on the side of praying that that's straight for sure. Oh, I need a new blade. Uh-oh. Bear with me here. Like I said, I haven't done this. I mean, I've cut slits for like hidden journaling cards and stuff, but not for trying to do this. So let's see if that's going to tuck in there. Oh, and I think it's gonna work. Okay, I need a little bit more width on that. I mean, it's really pressing the boundaries of this here. What I'm going to do is just make it a little bit wider, just for like a little bit of a kind of a pocket. Hopefully that will make sense. I could have done this down a little further, and I think it would have, but once I glue it all, it's going to be strengthened. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, this is not a piece that's going to slide in and out. Okay. So there, yes. Perfect. And then this will flip up, and you see very little of it. So yay, yay, yay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put some art glitter glue. Leave it in there. And just put some art glitter glue on here. Oh, it's really raining right now. Really raining. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Careful, careful. So I want to make sure this is straight on the front when I push this flap down in the back. Oh, I'm nervous. I haven't done this before. Okay. All right. So hold that for a second and just burnish it. Make sure that's going to hold. So that will lift up. Oh, I think it's going to work. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. And then, where's my piece? So then this piece is going to go on here, like so. And I'm trying to use my 3-in-1 because it gives me a minute to adjust these if I don't lay it down perfectly straight. So that's why I'm still fighting with the 3-in-1. And I know it will hold. I prefer the art glitter glue on the heavier stuff, but I need a little bit of wiggle room as I'm doing this. So I'm gonna get this glued down, and then we'll work on backing this flap so we can get this attached to here. Measuring, what I'm trying to figure out is a closure for this. I had cut, I don't know where that rose went. There's a rose somewhere that I thought I might be able to put a brad through and make, oh, there it is, and make it like a hinge, but I don't have enough room for that. So alternatively, oh, why am I making that difficult? I could just run my ribbon this way, have it come out at the top. Maybe I'll do that instead. I was trying to find the center point where it would come out, but I would have to poke a hole here, and it would be an odd place for an eyelet. So I will do it around the top. So I'm just going to continue. I did my mark so lightly I can't find it. And then I was trying to determine, I think this pink is like far too bright. And then I like the silver, it's a little more subdued. So I'm gonna go ask Mark and let him decide between the two colors what he thinks looks better. And then when I come back, I'll just continue with finishing this piece so we can get it glued on. But that's what I was thinking, that's my process. Because I want this to be interactive, but be able to be held down so that when this gets flipped open, it's not falling apart. So we'll see what he says about the color. Okay, so I'll be back. So we chose silver, but we're gonna leave this out. And then I'm talking to him about this, and I'm like, oh, I cannot just run this underneath here because I've already glued this flap down. So what I'm going to do is find the center of the flap and put a hole here, and then run my ribbon through with a needle. So let me ponder how I'm going to do that without damaging the ribbon. And then I'll walk you through what I'm doing. So if this is a step you want to do, don't glue your flap down until you've run your ribbon under it. Okay, so I have found the center of my little flap here. So I just did my math and found the center and put a little dot. Praying this works. I hope I don't mess this up. I've got my bookbinding all, and I've got my needles. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm really nervous. but it's thin ribbons, so I think we'll be okay. So that's coming out the bottom there, and I'm making it, you know, a little wide because I don't want the ribbon to be too impinged going through there. So then I have my ribbon, and I have a bookbinding needle, and I'm going to use one with a little bit of a bigger eye on it so as to not hopefully damage my ribbon. Oh, I'm so nervous doing this. So nervous. Okay. And I'm leaving it on the spool. That way I don't have to cut excess. And I'm just running it through there. Oh, come on. Yay! Oh, yay. Okay. So I'm done with that needle for now. Oh, is this really going to work? Like, that is going to be really exciting if that works. I've got to clean up. I know I keep saying that. Okay, so now I have my ribbon. And I'm going to leave it a little long just so that I know I've got plenty to work with here. And I think I'm going to run just a small bead of glue on that ribbon so that it will lay flat how I want it. I think. Yeah, I am. And this way, I think we'll have a little more control over where it's gonna go, right? Okay. Oh, I'm so nervous doing this. Sorry if this is tedious, but I just thought, well, this is the process that I came up with for how to fix it, because I really didn't want to put a hole in the paper, that paper, for it to come out like in the middle here. If I had, this wouldn't have been as complex had I've done it first, like I said. So, okay, so just gonna keep working that up. Okay. All right, now I will resume gluing. So I'll get the base here glued down, this glued down, you know, and then I'll come back and, yeah. So then this will be like this, and this will tie. Yeah, okay, let me get it glued down. Okay, so my bow is not perfect, but I do think that now that that's got that ribbon there, see, that's gonna help hold that closed when this opens. So that'll be fun. I'm happy with it. And then I'll probably put a charm or a dangle or something on there to embellish it, but not right now. What I'm going to do is get this pocket glued on, and then we have to figure out what we're going to do for our 2-inch pieces on the front and the back, and our 1-inch pieces for our spines, and then, or 2 1/4 inch and 1 inch, excuse me. And then, that's heavy, so I'm gonna use art glitter glue on that pocket because that's a really heavy piece, and it will hold. I'm not worried about it hold once it dries. I just don't want to have an issue with it. And then we are really close to being able to go back to working on the signatures and getting those sewn in and embellishing this. So I'm really excited about that. That's a very substantial piece for sure. I definitely could have used some lighter paper on it. But I wanted to have all the complementary papers on that because of the flips and stuff. Like on this side, I feel like this side is complementary because this matches this, which is fine. We still have a long way to go though for this to be done, so no worries there. Says me who has so much going on, but that's okay. All right, so I'm gonna use art glitter glue on this, and I'm going to clip it and let it set. So then I'm going to end this video here. I don't know how long it's going to end up being. Right now it's pushing an hour, but I know I'll edit and fast forward some of it, so that will reduce the time. But I'm really happy with this. I'm really liking how it's coming out. I hope you're enjoying the process as well. I always recommend, if you're going to make one of these, that you kind of watch before you start, like at least the building process. So that way when I say, oh, I wish I would have like run the ribbon under, you don't have that issue, and you can just run it under there without having to poke a hole in it, if that makes sense. So I will get this glued to this pocket and get it clipped. I'm going to put a book on it actually, so I know that it's going to hold. And then I'll be back in another video and we'll just keep working on this. So thank you for joining me. I do hope you're enjoying this. Please let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to know what you think about the pink Christmas and everything we're doing so far. So have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.